So we have they're basically fighting about Amber Heard's deposition. So Johnny Depp's team, they want her to do a deposition, especially because she's countersuing. Um, Elaine is being really cautious because of the Omicron variant. And yeah, I don't know. This is just like back and forth battle between the two of them. That's why you're seeing all these attachments about like, oh, K95, N95. Oh, the masking and social distance policy. It's like, why are all these in here? When I was going through it, I was like, what the fuck is all this shit? But you'll see why. We'll get there. All right, so we start off with a very bubbly email from Elaine. This is a couple months later after her battle with Sam Moniz. So she's bubblier right now. So from Elaine to all these lawyers. So we have Andrew Crawford, we have Samuel Moniz, Camille Vasquez, and Bichu. Ben, Camille, Andrew, and Sam, I hope you all had a great holiday weekend and your fill of turkey. In preparation for Amber Heard's deposition, please send us a notice so we're all at the same page on times. Thank you said 9:30 each day and address? Also, please let us know the protocols you are putting in place for both safety in the event of press and even more importantly, precautions for COVID. You may recall we took extensive measures for Mr. Depp's deposition with respect to both issues and shared these in advance and work with you throughout the deposition, including providing a public entrance for Mr. Depp through the garage and locked basement, door for entry and departure, ordered in for lunches, having the build thoroughly cleaned in advance, and cleaning person stationed outside the bathrooms. Clean what? To clean in between uses. Oh my god. Plastic dividers between the deponent, the counsel, the court reporter, videographer, and wearing masks throughout. Thank you, Elaine. Who responds back to this one? Oh, Elaine's email goes ignored. So she sent this on Monday, November 29. She forwards it again on, is this right? December 3rd? 29, November 29, 30, 31, 2, 3. Okay, so 4 days goes by. She gets no response, but I guess it's like, maybe it's like, no, Thanksgiving would have already passed by then, right? Okay, they ignored her. Oh, man, okay. Elaine's email goes ignored for 4 days. Elaine writes, Ben, Camille, Andrew, and Sam, I am following up on my earlier email as I have not heard any response. Given the escalation of the Omicron strain of COVID and California cases, I think this particularly critical to ensure we have all planned carefully and all precautions are being taken both for safety and health. I would appreciate you providing me a response by no later than COB Tuesday. Thank you very much for your consideration. Have a great weekend. Elaine. Elaine trying to stay bubbly. You know she's about to lose her shit, but she stayed bubbly. All right. We get an email from Ben Chu. Oh, I thought Sam Moniz hops in this. I guess it's just Ben Chu. Dear Elaine, we recall and greatly appreciate the precautions you took prior to and during Mr. Depp's deposition. We will arrange same-type protective shielding you had, etc., and we'll let you know the particulars as soon as we have them. Though, as you know, Ms. Heard's deposition is still several weeks away, so it won't likely be this Tuesday. In that regard, would you please resend me the reference messages you sent prior to the Depp deposition so we can make sure we cover everything? Moreover, Camille and I are both double vaccinated. I had my booster too, and I assume you and Ms. Heard are, which will make the deposition far safer than Mr. Depp's was despite the variants. We will also make sure that both the court reporter and videographer are at least double vaccinated. Best regards, Ben. Okay, it's amicable right now. You know, we got a little bit of demands here. There's a little bit of a jab right there with, Mr. Depp being, when he gave his deposition, things were more riskier for him. But, okay, it's still professional. Let's keep going. So this was on December 3rd. Ben Shu sends this. December 3rd. Now we hop to December 4th, the next day, 9:29 a.m. Ben, thank you for your response. To refresh your recollection, I actually called and spoke with you about the measures that are being taken. They include the following. I called the local police department to give them a heads up in case there are any issues with fans, press. We alerted the building management who, at our expense, cleaned the building, placed a cleaning person outside the bathrooms, and she cleaned the bathrooms after each use during the 3 days of deposition. 3. The building manager also initiated security procedures to turn on their swap restrictions ordinarily reserved for the weekends to prevent people from coming up to the floors. 4. We arranged Mr. Depp and his security to enter and exit through the private garage and entrance each day. They called when they were closed, and our office manager went down to let them in. This enabled Mr. Depp not to be outside and exposed to press or fans. We ordered lunch each day for everyone from the deli inside the building, provided a separate room for breaks, and lunch for Mr. Depp, his counsel, security, so there's no need to go outside. Planet Depots provided plexiglass dividers in each person in the room, including the videographer, the court reporter, counsel, and Mr. Depp. We and the court reporter and videographer wore masks. We expect you to take the equivalent measures for the deposition. Being double vaccinated or even with booster is not sufficient to protect from the virus, particularly with the new Omicron variant. The measures above are still appropriate and they're reasonable to maximize protection for everyone in the room. Thank you for your consideration. I look forward to your confirmation that you will be taking equivalent measures, and as we draw nearer, be provided with the specific details. Elaine. Okay, all right, not too bad yet. That was on December 4th. Now, December 4th, Benchu responds, Good afternoon, Elaine. You are most welcome, and thank you for the follow-up. Mr. Depp agrees to provide the same safeguards Ms. Heard did as you listed below, some of which I had frankly forgotten. Best regards, Ben. Sent from my iPhone. Okay, well, oh my God. Well, you know what? These emails, maybe they won't be spicy after all. It seems like they're good. Nothing's going on. And yeah, what a nice email between the two lawyers. Cool. Very nice. Okay, but then December 31st. So this is like almost a month later. This is on New Year's Eve, okay? December 31st, 5:13 p.m. I'm like, what is going on here? Why are we getting this email? Why is it so long and why is it a little bit spicy? Well, it's because we are missing some emails in between. I'm going to read this email and then I'll let you know what's missing in between. So this is almost a month later. Dear Elaine, thank you for confirming Ms. Heard's long-standing agreement to appear at an Orange County office for 3 days of deposition starting on January 12, 2022. As I informed you back on December 4th, Mr. Depp agreed to the safety protocols you requested specifically in relation to the Omicron variant. Please see below. We would be happy to sign a consent order to that effect. To that extent, you proposed consent order of today purports an additional requirement. So I was like, wait, hold on a second. Why are things getting a little bit spicier? What happened? It's like, okay, good, happy email, amicable, and now it's just like, okay, wow, what's going on? So let's just jump to the other emails that we missed. The 3 weeks following that. Let's go to page 33. All right. So last email was sent December 4th. So this is from Elaine. Let's see. When does Elaine send this? Elaine. Holy shit. What is all this? December 29. Okay. So this is December 29. Again, maybe like 3 weeks after this email was sent on December 4th. Seems like things are kosher, okay? But now we get here. Elaine's going to write a long-ass email. Ben, I am following up on our email earlier exchange below. In light of so many developments since December 4, I suspect you've been giving the upcoming deposition of Amber a great deal of thought, as we have. I don't know about that. As I'm sure you are mindful of, the Omicron COVID variant has spread like wildfire, and infections, hospitalization, and testing facilities are hitting all-time highs. California has reported skyrocketed infections and hospitalizations, as well as its overcrowded testing sites and shortages of testing materials. On top of this, the airline industry has forced to cancel a significant number of flights as a result of staff exposure of COVID, and this trend is continuing. As you are also aware, Amber has a 9-month-old daughter. She's currently living with her sister, who has a 2-year-old toddler, and is pregnant. This heightens the risk and danger. We believe these factors all suggest that deposition of Amber by Zoom makes the most sense at this stage. As you may recall, we offered, and you accepted, the continuation of Mr. Depp's deposition by Zoom with Mr. Depp and 4 of your legal team in London. While Omicron was on the horizon and spreading at that time, it had not taken off at the pace to which is now accelerated, rendering this option even more reasonable. In addition, by choosing the Zoom option, it would obviate the need of you to take the extraordinary precautions of reaching out to the police, taking steps to ensure Amber's safe passage in and out of the building each day and protection while in the building, and the extensive repetitive cleaning and required masks, plastic dividers, and distancing precautions. Frankly, even if you were able to take all these precautions, given the highly contagious spread of the Omicron variant in virtually inexplicable situations, there's no way you can be confident it will not spread to everyone in the room. Please let me know your thoughts on this. Absent contracting COVID, January 12, 13, 14 remain the best dates for Amber's deposition, as we worked through earlier with Steve's assistance. So you'll know who Steve is in a moment. Amber remains willing and able to provide a deposition via Zoom on those dates. Thank you for your consideration. Let me know if you would like to discuss this with me on phone. Elaine. So I'm like, Elaine, I understand you want to be precautious about COVID. However, I'm pretty sure this email could have been written in a very, it could have been less. I don't think she had to go over the safety precautions and stuff all over again. But I don't know. I guess she's a lawyer. She wants to be super fucking thorough, but it's a lot. Ben Chu replies, Dear Elaine, Mr. Depp hereby rejects Ms. Heard's latest proposed dodge. Yo, he gets spicy real quick. This guy has no nonsense. Let's keep reading. She and or her counsel is again acting in bad faith. Ooh, accusations. Per our long-standing agreement and deposition notice, we will proceed with Ms. Heard's deposition in person at our Orange County offices on January 12, 13, 14, 2022. Rather than addressing your very overwrought pretext, I will point out the obvious. 1. Ms. Heard countersued Mr. Depp in Fairfax County for $100 million. She doesn't get to phone it in. Number 2, Mr. Depp complied with a court's order to appear in person at your offices in Reston for 3 days of deposition. That required him to travel from London before safe and effective vaccines existed. You took the necessary safety precautions and everything was fine. 3, we agreed to take the same safety measures and assured you that the 2 attorneys will be taking Ms. Heard's deposition, myself and Camille Vasquez, have not only been double vaxxed, but also taken the booster. In this context, Ms. Heard would use COVID as a pretext to avoid accountability, would be another low, except when these sources are considered. If Ms. Heard does not agree to consider her untenable position ASAP, I will appear at calendar control on Mr. Depp's emergency motion to compel on Tuesday, January 4th, or Wednesday, January 5th at 8:30 a.m. by no later than 5 p.m. tomorrow, December 30. Please either A. confirm in writing that Ms. Heard will comply with her obligations and appear in person at our Orange County office on January 12, 13, 14. B. advise which date, Tuesday, January 4th, Wednesday, January 5th, is more convenient for you to appear at calendar control for the hearing of Mr. Depp's emergency motion to compel. Very truly yours, Ben. Sent from iPhone. Damn, he did all that on a damn iPhone. Holy. Okay, let's keep going. Damn. So Mr. Ben Chu was like, I ain't taking this nonsense. We are doing this in person. We're not doing this on Zoom. We are doing it in person as we are agreed. Why are you overreacting, I guess? Okay, well, let's see what Elaine writes a really long response. I don't know why Elaine's emails look all fucked up like that, but let's see what Elaine says. On Thursday, December 30th, so New Year's Eve. Ben, I am very surprised by the tone of your email and your non-responses to the issues I have raised. We're talking about a significant safety and health issues warranting consideration. I am breaking down these issues, including your response, so together we can carefully address each issue. So she's gonna restate everything that she said before in the other emails, but we'll read it. 1. Amber Heard has a counterclaim in which the ad damnum clause is $100 million. Mr. Depp's is $50 million. Therefore, she should have to give a deposition in person, regardless of whether this places Amber, her unvaccinated baby, and her family, including an unvaccinated toddler and a pregnant sister, at risk of contracting the highly contagious Omicron COVID variant, which has led to many, many hospitalizations of unvaccinated children and deaths. In other words, if anyone brings a complaint or a counterclaim in Fairfax court, they should be subject to the risk of the illness and death to themselves and their family, including children? Or is this the amount of the ad damnum? What is the threshold amount of the ad damnum that Chief Judge Ascarate should hold subject certain litigants to greater risk of illness and death to themselves and their children? 2. The concept of deposition by Zoom being a phone-in. As you know, we have been taking all deposition except the first part of Mr. Depp's by Zoom. Amber Heard would be on screen just like Mr. Depp was for the continuation of his deposition a few weeks ago. You would be able to present exhibits just like Mr. Depp's deposition and all the other witnesses in the case, and the Planet Depot's technician, videographer, and court reporters would all be maintaining the integrity of the process. You have never complained about any of the dozens upon dozens of depositions already taken by Zoom in this case, and I would never suggest it by any disadvantage. When I offered you the option of completing Mr. Depp's deposition by Zoom, this is very, very fucking wordy and long. Holy shit. You quickly accepted it and presented Mr. Depp along with you and 3 other counsels in a London conference room by Zoom. There were no issues with the logistics of the deposition except a couple of freeze moments which passed quickly. What exactly is the issue or concern about taking Amber Heard's deposition by Zoom? What is the difference between taking Amber's deposition and any other witness, including Mr. Depp, in the case by Zoom? I don't know, man. Like, Amber Heard I feel like she's the type of person that you definitely need to take her deposition in person. I think it's completely different doing it in person versus doing it over Zoom. You guys know how Amber is. You guys know how Amber is. But yeah, I mean, I get it. They want to take safety precautions, but with Amber Heard, I don't know, man. It needs to be taken in fucking person. she a sly snake, you know? And you don't, and I guess like when they do the Zoom stuff, how do they know that no one's in the room with them, like trying to coach them or giving them notes and stuff too, right? Like Amber could be doing the Zoom call, but then like maybe like not on camera, there could be someone across from her, like giving her notes and stuff like that. I don't know. Like I understand why Johnny Depp and his team want to do in person deposition rather than doing it over Zoom and stuff, because you know they dealing with a special person. 3. Mr. Depp was required by court order to present the first part of deposition in person in our offices. He left abruptly the 3rd day, leading to the recent continuation. First, you never requested of the court that Mr. Depp's deposition be taken by Zoom. That is a very important point. You may recall that when General Counsel for Warner Brothers suggests I take Mr. Depp's deposition before he left for Europe, I immediately emailed you and asked how long Mr. Depp would be in the US and where, so we could schedule his deposition. You never responded. I asked for his location because I would have been amenable to a deposition by Zoom had you cooperated with me. Instead, Mr. Depp simply did not show up for a purposely noticed deposition. Oh, naughty, naughty Mr. Depp. And you did not file a protective order. Then, when we moved to compel, you claimed Mr. Depp was filming in Europe for the next 5 months and could not be deposed, though we had news of articles showing Mr. Depp traipsing around Europe to film festivals, not filming, and not practicing quarantine protocols or safe distancing. I mean, if he's filming in Europe, you act like he ain't gonna have no downtime, right? He ain't no downtime. Chief Judge White ordered Mr. Depp to be deposed in November 2020. Again, you did not request a deposition be by Zoom. You're so, like, okay, here's another thing too. When an email is this long and not to the point, people don't read it, they skim it. And maybe they won't even read it. So her writing all this shit, like, I seriously doubt Ben she read it word for word. Highly doubt it. Chief Judge White ordered Mr. Depp to be deposed again in 2020. Again, you did not request a deposition be by Zoom. Your sole position was that Mr. Depp not be deposed at all for at least 5 months, and Chief Judge White disagreed with you. 4. You are correct that we took extraordinary measures and followed stringent protocols for the protection of Mr. Depp's safety and health, as well as the safety and health of his counsels, his entourage, and everyone in the room, in addition to alerting the police well in advance. So she's going to repeat everything all over again. And you may recall the police were called and had to remove people from outside our offices. We had the entire building deep cleaned, sanitized. We had a person stationed outside the restrooms who cleaned their restrooms after each use. We implemented a lockdown of the building such that only residents with fobs come to any floors. We had our office deep cleaned each evening. We let Mr. Depp and his entourage in and out of the private garage entrance, so he was never outside the building or subject to the members of the public outside. We also ordered lunch each day from the deli provided another large conference room. I don't think Elaine copy and pasted this. I seriously doubt. I seriously think that she rewrote all this. She should have copy and pasted it, but yeah, I think she rewrote all this. In addition, we contacted Planet Depots well in advance, arranged for plexiglass barriers between each person attending, assured all who wore masks, everyone from Planet Depots, everyone in my office who wore masks, including me, even while taking the deposition. The only persons who did not wear a mask were Mr. Depp, you, Camille, and Mr. Depp's bodyguards. Damn. You have assured me you would take the same precautions, but I have not heard of any yet. I would appreciate your letting me know today, since you have placed a deadline of tonight on my response to the following. A. The name of the person contacted the police. The name of the person contacted the police department and their contact information. B. Specific measures in place to allow Amber Heard and her counsel access into and out of the building without contact with any members of the public. C. Safety precautions inside the building to assure members of the public cannot access the area. D. Cleaning measures for the building and specifically the areas that will be used by Amber Heard and her counsel. E. Arrangements for lunch each day and separate conference rooms for break. F. Arrangements made with Planet Depots for the plexiglass and assurance that all persons in court, including the videographer, court reporter, any person there on behalf of Mr. Depp, and if present, Mr. Depp, have been fully vaccinated, have had the booster, and will be wearing masks at all times. If the deposition goes forward in any of our offices, we fully intend to comply with these requirements and will expect everyone else to, as they're consistent with the CDC guidelines for indoor gatherings. 7. You completely ignored the request for this request. We have for some quite time agreed to produce Amber Heard for deposition in person with protocols in place. However, these past few weeks have shown alarming widespread. Okay, so she's gonna. Oh my god. Okay, repeat everything. Should I just repeat everything? Okay, I'll repeat everything because this is the email that she's writing. We have for some quite time agreed to produce Amber Heard for deposition in person with protocols in place. However, these past few weeks have shown alarming widespread surge of Omicron COVID infections, resulting in record hospitalization, increasing deaths, particularly in children. The infection has raised many who are vaccinated and those who have been boosted. In my own world, we're seeing this with staff and families and our families and friends. There's no foolproof way to fully protect against the strain of COVID. In addition, there are shortages of test kits and testing facilities, overcrowded medical facilities. This is all true and well documented in California. On top of this, the airlines are continuing to cancel flights because of short staff shortages due to increasing COVID cases. This combined with Amber having a 9-year-old unvaccinated baby, her sister having a 2-year-old unvaccinated toddler, and being pregnant intensifies the risk and danger, warranting revisiting of the logistics for the deposition. I would appreciate your particularly addressing this paragraph in your response. You have demanded my response by 5 o'clock today. I'm not sure why, since the courts are closed. I suggest you take the time to review my email below and detailed response above, respond to each of the points, including, but not limited to, providing the level of detail I am requesting on the measures you propose to take and have implemented, why you're disadvantaged by Zoom versus in person, and how you believe you can prevent the spread of Omicron COVID variant during the deposition, citing any medical stories that may support your position. Holy shit, she's like, I want a fucking research paper. Let's go. Once I have your full, thoroughly thought out response to these very serious health and safety concerns, we will consider this more fully and respond. Thank you for your consideration, Elaine. Ooh, that's a long one. All right. I like how Ben. Wait. Oh, no. This is more Elaine. Okay. I like how Ben only does short responses. He's like, I'm not even going to engage with this. I'm just going to do short responses. But Elaine does a follow up. New Year's Eve at 8:56 a.m. Ben, further to the email below, I think it's important to note that we have made Amber Heard available for in-person deposition on 2 separate occasions while I was on this case. First time, December 2020, which you abruptly canceled shortly before, and the second, the end of March 2021, which you also canceled, indicating you no longer wanted to take her deposition at that time. Both were to be in person in Fairfax County. We did not have the Omicron variant during any of those times, and the Delta COVID variant has not appeared in the US at all by the December deposition dates. Elaine. So if they cancel the deposition, it might mean that they found some more new information that they want to confront her with, right? So maybe that's why they canceled. All right. So, hi, Lena. How are you doing today? How's it going? Okay, so Ben Shu's going to respond back same day. However, Ben Shu's response is a lot shorter, more curt. Elaine, true to your form, you decline our courtesy in offering you a choice of dates for calendar control and instead engaged in transparently gratuitous palaver. Accordingly, I will select a date more convenient for Mr. Depp, Wednesday, January 5th. We will notice the hearing for plaintiff's emergency motion to compel for Wednesday, January 5th at 8:30 a.m. Very truly yours, Ben. So at this point, I think Ben CC'd Steve, because I don't think Steve was in here, was he? Oh no, Steve has been on the emails. Okay, he's been on the emails. All right, so Steve writes this. I suggest you contact Sammy Monday and ask if Judge Askarati would take your call. And as I have previously suggested, let's refrain from personal attacks. So, as I mentioned, Steve from CBCB Law, they are the mediators between the two. Oh, sorry, there's more than two law firms between Team Deb and Team Deb and Team Heard. So they need to have moderators just to make sure things go smoothly because the trial's coming up, okay? They can't be bickering back and forth like this. So Steve is like, okay, guys, like I said before, no personal attacks. Now I'm like, wait a second. As you said before, I want to see the other emails of before. What are the personal attacks? But we don't get access to that. We didn't get that. All right. Now Elaine's going to come in again with the long fucking responses. Let's see what Elaine says. Thanks, Steve. Since Ben chose to include you in this email stream, I will continue to include you in the event that you may feel you need to weigh in to help resolve these issues. So Elaine's like, oh, thank God, someone's backing me in my corner. Please, please. Okay, thank you so much. And haha, there you go, Ben. All right, so she's like, you know how like kids are sometimes when like the parents back them up. They're like, haha, see, I told you mom would back me up. All right, Elaine. All right, Elaine, we got you. Ben, I genuinely do not understand your reluctance to communicate with me in a meaningful manner on a very serious issue implicating the health and safety of many. When we were faced with taking Depp's deposition in our offices before vaccinations, we took it very, very seriously. I reached out to you by telephone, discussed all the steps we take to ensure Mr. Depp, his counsel, his entourage remain safe from the public and with minimized risk of being infected with COVID. I even asked you if there's any steps you thought we should take and encouraged you to call in the event you thought of anything else. We then took the steps as you promised. Throughout the process, we fully respected the importance of our role in ensuring the safety and health of all. The only person in the room without mask were Mr. Depp, his counsel, including you, and in the waiting room, his bodyguards. If you scroll to the bottom of the email chain, I listed all the steps we have taken, and you responded December 4th. I agree to the continuation of Mr. Depp's deposition on December 4th, 14 by Zoom. Four of Mr. Depp's counsel, including you, flew to London and were present in the conference room with Mr. Depp for the 3.5 deposition. None wore masks. Okay, so she's basically just going to repeat herself again. As we're watching the Omicron variant spread like wildfire, I became concerned that many people who are fully vaccinated and have had their booster are contracting COVID. This includes some of my staff, family members, and friends. In addition, hospitals are seeing spikes in hospitalization of children, in addition to all the time records overall. Amber Heard has a 9-month-old baby. She's currently living with her sister, who is pregnant, has a 2-year-old toddler. Given this significant spread and alarming increased risk to children, I reached out to you to suggest we consider deposition by Zoom. In addition to Mr. Depp's continued deposition, every single deposition, 25 plus in this case, has been taken by Zoom. The parties entered the consent order for our audiovisual testimony at trial, and even the UK trial, many witnesses were presented by audiovisual means. All the remaining depositions in this case are being taken by Zoom. Instead of responding to me with very specific reasons for not agreeing to deposition by Zoom, under these very serious health and safety threats, you were quite hostile and insisted that you were going to court. When I came back addressing each of your points, asking for the measures taken to ensure protection during the deposition, you again refused to respond to anything specifically, and again responded with hostility and threatened court intervention. You also refused to provide any safeguards or reasons why Zoom is not appropriate. Frankly, the hostility exhibit towards Ms. Heard and me in the context is troubling. It suggests that you are not of the mindset to be going over and above to ensure safety and health, as we did with Mr. Depp. I sincerely hope I am misreading this because there's no reason for counsel to exhibit hostility towards the litigants and to not take their safety and health seriously. While you continue to spread and taking this to court, I am frankly not sure what your motion would be entitled, since we're not refusing to allow Amber Heard to be disposed, just asking for the same safety health precaution we gave to Mr. Depp, and you earlier agreed to give us, suggesting Ms. Zoom as an alternative. We will be asking Chief Judge Asgarati to enter this and would be delighted if it was submitted as a consent order. To try to resolve this on a very serious issue implicating the health and safety of many third parties, including children, I'm asking you to consider entering a consent order to govern the safety and health precautions to be taken. If not fully reading Elaine's emails are really tough. If not truly fully complied with, then as a default, the deposition should be taken by Zoom. I have drafted and attached a consent order. The conditions are all taken of those we taken, which you agree to do the same, plus adding the use of N95, KN95, These are the type of EDVA now required of anyone using the courthouse via Alexandria and are types approved by CDC. Please review and let me know any of the suggested edits and the remaining willing to discuss this and consider any suggested edits or modification. Oh, let's see if we can resolve this amicably as we bid farewell to 2021 and welcome 2022. Perhaps we can set a new and positive precedent for resolving the remaining disputes in this case in the new year. Thank you and Happy New Year, Elaine. Elaine trying to be bubbly. Okay, so just to nitpick a little bit. So I think from Ben's perspective, he's like, Elaine, you're being annoying. We already said we agreed to all of this. And here you are like haranguing us again. On Elaine's perspective, she wants to make sure the safety protocols are put into place. And so, I think it wouldn't have hurt if Ben Chu or someone in his law firm was like, okay, because I think Elaine's the type of person who really needs the bullet points. It's not just like, okay, we will do what you did for us. Elaine's like, no. I want to know every little details of every fucking aspect. Which she's definitely type A personality. So, I think like Ben Chu could have gotten someone else to draft and be like, okay, fine, make sure this is put in place and just ease her mind a little bit. So, I'm criticizing both aspects here. Okay, well, so Elaine writes a bubbly email at the end. Let's see what happens. So, like I said, I don't know any correspondence that happened before this because there has to be a reason why also that Ben is kind of like really impatient with Elaine at this point. I think there's been a lot of back and forth emails. Ben did accuse Elaine and Amber Heard of, delaying and not wanting to do the deposition. So I think the deposition has been delayed many times, possibly. And Ben has just had it at this point, and he's just like, you know what? Let's just take it to court. Fuck this. But we don't know the full details. All right. So Ben writes back, and this is on Friday, December 31st. So this is New Year's Eve at 3:06 p.m. Ben writes, without prejudice. Dear Elaine, I suggest that I or anyone on Mr. Depp's team would not take the health and safety of the litigant seriously is false and insulting. It is of a piece when you falsely accuse one of my colleagues of misrepresentation concerning document production, which turned out to be your own mistake. Oh shit. For which you never apologize. And when you falsely accuse another of sexism, for which a conciliatory reprimanded you, and for which you never apologized. Damn, all right, we're digging up old dirt here. So we don't have access to old dirt, but Ben is bringing it up, so we know. When you took over Ms. Heard's third legal lead counsel in this case, I received calls from a respected Fairfax practitioner warning of this type of behavior. But I am appalled nonetheless. We will not be bullied, and I am confident the court will again recognize your accusations for what they are. Damn, Ben is like, I'm putting my foot down. You ain't bullying me around. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that we don't have access to. So, as you know, I've already confirmed in writing that we will take all the appropriate measures to ensure the safety of Ms. Heard, her counsel, the court reporter, videographer, and ourselves. Specifically, at your request, I agreed to the protocol used at Mr. Depp's deposition at your offices in November 2020 when a more deadly variant of COVID was raging and no vaccines existed. The fact that we agreed to conduct Ms. Heard's deposition in California, which spares Ms. Heard's exposure to 2 cross-country flights, is proof of our efforts to accommodate her safety concerns, since we would have been entitled to insist that she fly to Virginia, just as you required Mr. Depp to fly round trip from London 7 months before the trial was scheduled at the time, before anyone had been vaccinated and when COVID rates were both high in London and Virginia, requiring him to quarantine for the 2 weeks upon his request. Under no circumstances will we agree to conduct Ms. Heard's deposition by Zoom. The importance of in-person testimony by the parties have already been acknowledged by both sides, and more importantly, by the court. Indeed, our consent order allowing remote testimony specifically excludes the parties and the experts from being allowed to test remotely. However, in the interest of compromise and to address any conceivable concerns about safety, we will be willing to consider postponing Ms. Heard's deposition to allow the current COVID spike to lessen, a courtesy that you previously declined to extend to Mr. Depp. Look at all these like micro jabs. Specifically, we will consider 3 consecutive dates in February up until March 2nd, 2022, so that Ms. Heard's deposition will conclude on Friday, March 4th. Anything later will be too close to trial. Ooh, I feel like that's danger zone. Please let us know Ms. Heard's response by 3 p.m. on Monday, January 3rd. Otherwise, We will proceed to calendar control on Wednesday, January 5th at 8:30, and we'll expect to see Miss Heard in our California offices on January 12th. If she fails to appear, we will seek sanctions including, without limitations, dismissal with prejudice of her counterclaims and recovery of her travel, lodging, and prep expenses. Very truly yours, Ben. Damn, that's lawyer language is like, this is crazy. Hi, Julie. How are you doing today? How's it going? Oh man, I told you guys these emails are spicy, okay? Lawyers versus lawyers using the lawyerly language. This is like, oh, I think that's all that we get. No. Oh no, hold on a second. I jumped around. Okay, so after we finish that, we can go back to page 61. Okay, let's see how Elaine responds to Ben Chu. So he writes this on December 31st, 7 p.m. Damn, not even. Oh man, this is New Year's Eve, guys. The hours that they have to work. All right, so okay, Elaine, she enjoyed her New Year's. Elaine doesn't respond until Monday. Is it because she was enjoying her New Year's, or is it because she had to take a lot of time to respond to Ben? I hope she got to enjoy her New Year's. Ben, I hope you had a nice New Year's celebration. I'm glad you're addressing these issues and working with us on a consent order, as these are very important safety and health issues that we're dangerously close to the deposition date, and apparently steps have not yet been taken, which need to be taken now. For example, I reached out to the police department weeks in advance. Okay, so she's gonna repeat everything all over again. I'm just gonna summarize it because it's literally, she said this around, this is like the fourth time of her saying this, I think. So this is her talking about reaching out to the police department weeks before in advance, something about the building management, setting up the deposition, reaching out to Planet Depots to wear masks, get the plexiglass. She communicated with Ben Chu and all the lawyers 2 weeks before to get their feedback, provide all the contact information, the private garage so they're not in the public eye. She wants to know where they are with their arrangements. And then she's talking about how everyone wore masks except for Ben and Camille and Mr. Depp, and how the court reporter, videographer, everyone wore a mask. There's a plexiglass. She said, oh, even in the video deposition, you could see me in the reflection of the plexiglass. I am clearly wearing a mask. Well, I think at some point, I guess Ben Chu accused Elaine of also not wearing a mask. And Elaine's like, no, I was wearing a mask. You could see me in the reflection of the plexiglass. She cites California laws, wearing masks, indoor gatherings, K95, N95. You misread the portion of the consent order relating to the 20 feet. That is in common areas. Wait, did I miss something? Ah, shit. Okay, this is something else. Oh my God. Hold on a second. Rewind. So Ben Chu, not only did he submit that formal looking letter, he also writes this. Without prejudice, dear Elaine, we will get back to you Monday, but note a few things in advance of your consideration pending our response. 1. Camille and I are boosted, but I don't know that we can require the court reporter and videographer to take the booster, as it is not a federal requirement. All we can likely do is that to check and to try. 2. Neither Camille, nor I, nor Mr. Depp, nor you wore masks during the entire 3 days of Mr. Depp's deposition. The whole purpose of the plexiglass barriers, which work well, was to protect each other and ourselves without having the burden of having to wear masks. Actually, the plexiglass thing doesn't really work. Especially if insulated indoors. But yeah, that's what I heard. Much less to the heavy-duty mask you seek. Hey, Cleo, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks, Cleo, for the super $4.99. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Ben, I hope you had a nice New Year's celebration because I'm going to ruin the... Oh, man. I don't know. That's tough. When you get these emails like this, I hope Elaine didn't open it until Monday because I feel like this is going to sit on your mind. Being a lawyer is so stressful. All right. So Ben is accusing Elaine of also not wearing a mask. During Miss Heard's recent IME, she asked Dr. Curry whether she can remove her mask. Dr. Curry assented. 4. Cleaning of the bathrooms after each use might have been a reasonable precaution in November 2020, but now that we know more about COVID and is not transmitted, we know how COVID is and is not transmitted, we consider other arrangements such as earmarking part of the women's room for your client's exclusive use. 5. We are nowhere near 20 feet apart from each other at Mr. Depp's deposition. 6. We did not ask you to memorialize the safeguards and consent order, though Mr. Depp would do so if we reached an agreement on a reasonable order of form. Hope you enjoy the rest of the New Year's Day, turning off family time now. We'll send you proposed markup Monday. Very truly yours, Ben. He's like, yep, I'm turning off. Goodbye. And Elaine's like, fine, I won't respond either. I'll wait until Monday. Okay, so Elaine's email, which I've already read. Let me just fast forward to right here. I've reached out to Planet Depots to request a videographer and court reporter are vaccinated and boosted and the availability of plexiglass. While I do not agree with you that we know all the ways Omicron is being spread, I would agree that sanitizing and cleaning the bathrooms each night would probably be sufficient. I have made the modification in the consent order and attached the updated consent order with that change. I look forward to seeing your proposed red line and very hopeful we're able to resolve this early in the week to provide us with enough time to work out all the arrangement for the deposition with sufficient time to plan. I don't know. And then I feel like Elaine really, she sucks at typing things out. I mean, I guess she's like in a rush and she's just writing email format, so it's like not as formal, but it's like super wordy. It just sounds like a rant. All right. So that was sent on January 3rd. Now Elaine follows up on January 4th at 6 a.m. Ben, I hope your power is restored and all is well. Please send me the red line of the consent order when you are able and respond to the questions below. We're working in a very short time frame and need to resolve these issues ASAP. Thanks very much, Elaine. So, you know what? Elaine seems like the type of person who, one, is very hands-on with everything. She's probably really needy, needs a response right away. And, like, some people are like, I'm really fucking busy. So, let's see. So, she sent this on 7 a.m. and then 24 hours later, she's sending a follow-up. All right. Let's see what. Oh, now the emails get really. Oh, I think that's all that we got. So obviously, the two of them did not come to an agreement because this had to go to court, and Judge Ascarati had to do. Amber Heard and her lawyers, they had to file for an emergency motion for a protective order because they couldn't come to agreement between Johnny Depp's lawyers and them. And oh my god, this is just like crazy nonsense. Like, I don't know. It seems really childish to me, but I guess I get it. Too much egos at play. All this power play stuff. So yeah. Judge Ascarati was like, okay, guys, like what the fuck is going on here? Did I read this one? Okay, so I don't think this is the email that I read yet, but this email right here was where I was cringing so hard for Elaine because I'm like, Elaine, why did you use those choice of words? Ben, thank you for your response. Apparently, you did not heed Steve's repeated admonitions to refrain from personal attacks. Let's cut to the chase. Do you disagree with any of the safeguards, including the consent order designed to allow for a safe and in-person deposition of Amber Heard to go forward on January 12 to 14? If yes, which ones and why? Let's see if we can pound it out, this consent order, and ring in the New Year's. I don't know, Elaine, why do you say things like that? Pound it out, or like ripe for consideration. I'm like, oh god, Elaine, I'm getting so much weird. My head. Oh, I seem to excuse Elaine. What do you mean? I was just talking shit about her. How she seems very fucking needy, a very annoying person. She wants things now. She doesn't realize that people are busy and that she has to be a little fucking patient. So I'm trying to go on both sides. I'm just trying to be fair. It's not like I'm gonna have a boner hate for fucking Elaine just because she represented Amber Heard. So, but yeah, Elaine is very fucking annoying. These email chains, very wordy and very unnecessary in terms of writing these paragraph essays when things can just be shortened up a little bit. Like her repeating herself how important COVID was. I get it, but her expanding on it like she did 4 times, 5 times. They're not gonna read that. They're gonna see that and they're just gonna be like, that's a fucking essay. No one's gonna read that shit. Elaine wants Ben to pound it out. I know. It's Elaine, her choice of words. So if you guys want to know the conclusion, so Judge Ascarati was like, okay, we are doing this in person, not in Zoom. You guys set it up together. So right here she says, ordered. It shall be the responsibility of both Mr. Depp's and Ms. Heard's counsel to ensure the following safety precautions and protocols are completed and met for the duration. So they're going to have everyone in person. They're going to make sure everyone's fully vaccinated. They got their booster shot. This includes Heard, Depp, court reporter, videographer, I guess the lawyers, the support staff as well. Judge Ascarati also said that everyone has to wear a mask. The room has to be secured, 6 feet of separation. Notify the local department. So basically, everything that Elaine wanted. Hold on, I could have sworn there's one thing that Judge Escalate didn't address though. I forgot what it was. Maybe she did. Okay, I don't remember. But yeah, have the police department be notified, have a contact information in case something happens, make arrangements to clean the building, clean the restroom, arrangements for security procedures, private entry to a garage, separate room for lunch and breakfast, plexiglass. It's just so crazy because I feel like something like this could have just easily just been. It could have just been done in email. Like, okay, we're gonna do it. Okay, you're gonna do it. Okay, fine. But like, I don't know. Like, I think Elaine kept pressing on, and she was annoying Ben. And at that point, Ben was just like, you know what? Like, if you're gonna propose the Zoom thing, then fuck it. We're just gonna take it to Judge Escalate. So I don't know. It's very nonsensical, but I get it. You know, I don't know. I hate email communication. I think things are easier to be done on the phone just to talk it out. But I know that they have to probably document everything. What did I miss? Oh, funny emails, spicy emails. But anyways, I've only read. I read most of this, but these were the two that stood out to me. There's other things that I haven't read yet. Like I got to Unsealed Document Part 1. This is the website on Andrea Burkhart, by the way. I think she posted on her Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. Okay, that's where we got the documents from. So if you guys are curious, that's where the documents are from. And then I got to like half of this. I haven't gotten to part 3 yet, part 4, part 5. I haven't gotten to any of that yet. We'll get there at some point. But yeah, that's all. That's all that we got to. Not gonna lie, dude, my throat is sore from reading that. Oh, your little butt. My throat is so sore from reading that. Whew. Oh man. How are you guys feeling? I'm sorry. I think like halfway through, or probably like 75% of the way through, I kind of just gave up reading Elaine's emails because it was hurting my throat and I couldn't do the voice anymore. Oh man. So yeah, I don't know. That's all that I'm gonna read so far. And thanks for joining us. It was pretty long. How long? Yeah, that was 2 hours long. I thought I was gonna read that in like 45 minutes. I forgot how long and lengthy it was, but you know, reading spicy emails between lawyers is pretty interesting. Reading spicy motions lawyers submit to the court is also pretty like I don't know, it's pretty interesting. So I enjoy reading it. It's like watching people fight on Reddit, just battling each other out. I feel like Ben Shu would be like the ultimate Reddit meme user. Guys, thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys had fun. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna sign off now. And if you guys miss this, it's fine. I'll just upload the video on YouTube. I did record it this time, so it won't be a delay. Well, the delay is me editing it out, but yeah, it won't take like 36 fucking hours for me to upload it like last time. But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys had fun. Any last comments or anything before we go? That was very long. Oh man. Or I guess like instead of doing like the voice changes, some people just have the electronic voice changes. But I don't really like those though. I don't know. I feel like they sound really weird. Especially if you like the free program ones. Oh yeah, if you guys are new here, feel free to I mean if you're already chatting, already subscribing, I guess. So if you're watching and you're not subscribing, feel free to subscribe if you like. I mainly stream on Twitch, so feel free to pop in and say hi to me on there. I typically stream Monday through Thursdays. And once in a while, if there's some new content that comes out, anything regarding like maybe like court stuff, I'll stream it on YouTube. I promise this week I'm gonna edit all the Jodi Arias stuff. So I wanted to watch the the cross-examination of Jodi Arias in trial. So if you guys are interested in watching more trial stuff, Jodi Arias is another very interesting individual. And yeah, I'm gonna edit that and then we'll watch it on YouTube. So if you guys want to watch it, keep an eye out for it. And thank you. Oh, feel free to join the Discord. The link is right there. Join the Discord for all the updates. I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you so much, by the way, for all like the super chat stuff. I do appreciate it. Thank you for all the super stickers. I do appreciate your support. And yeah, thanks for being here. Most importantly, though, I really do appreciate those who are in the chat. I wish I could have chatted with you guys more, but I was trying to focus on just reading the damn thing, so it was hard to like multitask that. But typically, I'm more responsive in the chat. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. I hope you guys had fun. Take care. Go outside, get some rest, get some fresh air, eat something yummy, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. I will be on Twitch if you want to stop by. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out.